best one like no one ever was. Now I travel across the land, and I search far, I search wide. And while there are many Pokemons to understand, there's one person I couldn't make understand. My dad couldn't understand why Ash Ketchum was my childhood hero. Why do you like him so much, son? He's just a little boy like you. What does he have that you don't have? A Charizard! Needless to say, my dad wasn't pleased with whom I was identifying as heroes. So he was like, hey Tom, let me show you some real heroes. So that night, he tucked me in and he began his story of a real hero. Alright, son. Back in the 1st century, Vietnam was mainly under Chinese rule. However, there were these 2 women leaders that assembled a women army, and within months they began to take back many of the cities. They are known as the 2 Trung sisters. And they are some of the most respected figures for our people. History says that these 2 sisters would ride into battle on elephants, traveling all across Vietnam. Under their leadership, they managed to repel Chinese attacks for over 2 years. Now to defeat the 2 sisters, the Chinese had to devise a new strategy. So next time there was a big battle, legend has it that the Chinese general had his troops fight naked in an effort to distract the women. Whatever the case, this time the Chinese army was much bigger and much stronger, and there was no way the Trung sisters were going to win. So when they were cornered, instead of surrendering, the 2 sisters famously committed suicide and drowned themselves in a nearby river. Why, Daddy? Why would you do that? Because, you see, they believed in honor and the importance of sticking to your principles. See, Tom, for the good of others, sometimes you might have to do something you don't want to do. It's called making a sacrifice. Real heroes are those characters whose story offered a message or some sort of lesson you could take from it. The power to learn, my dad stressed, was the key to growing. So that began a nightly tradition of me lying on my dad's chest, eagerly awaiting his next tall tale of heroes. I valued all these stories and all the characters I encountered. My favorite character, however, the one I wanted to hear the most, was the Monkey King. Alright, Tom, who do you think is the most powerful hero? Optimus Prime! Maybe, but let me tell you about the Monkey King. The Monkey King has super strength, super speed, everything. But can he turn himself into a truck? Even better, he could turn himself into every possible form of existence, any kind of human, objects, or animals. And on top of that, the Monkey King could pluck out any of his hair and turn that hair into anything he wanted, including himself. Wow, Dad, the Monkey King sounds unstoppable. I wish he was my friend in school. But as great as the Monkey King was, he was really cocky when it came to his powers. There's a story where the Buddha made a bet with the Monkey King that the Monkey King could not jump out of the Buddha's palm. The Monkey King was like, nah, I got this, that's easy. So the Monkey King jumped and flew to the very end of the world in mere seconds. And when the Monkey King landed, all he saw around him were these 5 pillars. Now thinking he had obviously bested the Buddha, the Monkey King peed on the pillars, marking it for all to see. So when the Monkey King jumped back to the palm, he realized that the 5 pillars were actually the Buddha's fingers. You see, Tom, arrogance got the Monkey King into a lot of trouble. He thought he was better than everyone, but instead he lost a lot of respect. I look up at my dad, and he's still telling his story. I look at him, and it's in that moment that I realize these characters and figures that I've been so entranced by, they weren't the real heroes. My dad was the real hero. Now, without him, there wouldn't be these stories, these tales, movies, or books. My dad was the one guiding me with important lessons of life, and he was the one that gave these characters life and meaning. All my life, my dad's told me that he's done everything possible and sacrificed everything so I can have a better life, apart from him. Don't you see, Dad? I'm everything you are. Because guess what? You're my hero.